you don't always have to get the most expensive photography accessory or the best tool out there for your business or whatever it is. You don't have to do this, whether it's in photography or just in life in general. You need to get what is best for you at that moment in time. And in this video, I want to talk more about that. Hey, this is Scott Wyden-Kivowitz, a storyteller with a camera, talking about all the things photographers like you and I are thinking about. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about what you purchase for you. So here's the thing, this topic has come up a lot lately. While I wanted to share my thoughts, I wanted to share this in two places. One, here on my YouTube channel, on my blog, but also at the same time at my podcast, the WordPress Photography Podcast. Because at the same time, I see people in the WordPress and photography space buying things they don't need for their website, for CRMs and things like that, that they may not be at the point where they need it yet, or they're buying something that's more expensive than what they should be buying. The rest of this video is going to be me recording the podcast episode in the same way, but the colors are going to change. Welcome to episode 124. My name is Scott Wyden-Kivowitz, and today I'm talking about the things you buy for your photography and your photography business. This is more important these days. This is more important these days when we are in a pandemic. So you need to pivot and you need to shift. You need to pivot what you're using, what you own, and why. You need to change your mindset, because in the past when you might have been thinking, I need to own that lens, do you really need to own that lens? In the past when you thought, I've got to use shoe-proof, or I have to use SmugMug, do you really need to use those? Do you really? Or can you save money by doing something else? So I want to remind you that you have options. If you are starting out in photography or videography, or need a new product or service, or simply need a change, listen up. You have options. You have choices. You don't need the expensive full-frame camera. You can choose to go with the crop sensor, micro four thirds sensor. You don't need that fast aperture, that 1.4, that 1.8. You can go with an f4 lens. You'll be okay. You don't need a high capacity, top tier memory card. Start small. Go with what you can afford. You don't need a Profoto light if Godox is in your budget. Reflectors can work wonders too. Gels are way less expensive than RGB lights. In fact, white background paper with a gelled light can be cheaper than a color backdrop. Paper backgrounds can be taped to walls and floors if you don't have a background stand. USB-C is great, but USB 3 hubs are more affordable. And if you don't have a USB-C port, pick up a USB-C to USB-A converter. For video on computers, you can choose between your camera's webcam utility, an HDMI capture card, a Logitech webcam, or a cheap webcam, and even the built-in webcam to your computer. Options everywhere. You see, should I go on? My reason for sharing all this with you is to state that no matter what you hear, no matter what advice you get, there are options. You don't have to go with what everybody is saying. You need to do the research, figure out what is best for you in this moment. And once you do the research and figure out what you can afford, what's in your budget, that is when you should know what you should be working with. Now, as a side note, early on I mentioned that you don't need shoe-proof, you don't need SmugMug. And I just want to share that there are alternatives. You are listening to this and you probably have a WordPress website. Over 40% of the web is powered by WordPress. You probably have your photography website on WordPress. And we at Imagely make a product that allows you to do proofing and to do print sales and to do digital downloads. And you can pay once, forever, and never pay commissions. If you want to see how much you could save by switching from shoe-proof or SmugMug or PhotoShelter or Zenfolio to Imagely, just go to imagely.com/freebies and then click over to that conversion calculator and figure out exactly how much money you can save and put back in your pocket. With all that said, I want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for watching if you're watching this. And be sure to watch out for the next episode. And be sure to click subscribe and follow along. And share this with others you feel might be in this sort of gear acquisition syndrome or service acquisition syndrome or product acquisition syndrome that needs sort of a pat in the tush, so to speak, to think more about their needs in that moment right now. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching again. So there you have it. That is my advice. Think about this. Think about your exact needs right now. And like I said on the podcast episode, share this. Share this with somebody that you believe could benefit from the words I just shared. And please click subscribe because I publish new videos every Monday and Thursday whenever possible. You don't want to miss it.